Yeah, I mean, my influences are so broad. It's like basically even in one day, I'm going to listen to everything, especially Donda. You know what I mean? I'm going to have a Donda moment at some point in the day. And there's going to be Bob Marley, and there's going to be Roots, and there's going to be classical, and there's going to be some, I mean, pretty much every day I'm going to have to, I'm a total music junkie. Like that's my main drug of choice. Like it's all I really do is just like ingest music.
Welcome to episode 70 of the Bass Shed podcast. My name is Ryan Roberts. Double bassists, stop by lemurmusic.com for everything you need for the double bass. Not only everything you need, probably a bunch of stuff you want also. Everything you want and need for the double bass can be found at lemurmusic.com. Stop by, check it out. Their collection of bows, basses, bass accessories, preamps, and more. lemurmusic.com. TsunamiCables.com, my favorite cables on the market. They come with a lifetime guarantee. No more buying 10-foot cables on the way to a gig. That's over, folks. TsunamiCables.com. Use the promo code TheBassShed, all one word, for 10% off. You can also listen to episode 51 of the Bass Shed podcast, where I talk with the owner of Tsunami, Keith Sticks. TsunamiCables.com. TrickfishAmps.com. Stop by the website, use the promo code TheBassShed, all one word, for 10% off. Check out their line of cabinets, check out their line of bass heads, and check out their preamps, the Minnow and the Trilobite. The Minnow is a single channel, the Trilobite is a dual channel and AB box. Stop by TrickfishAmps.com, use the promo code TheBassShed, all one word, for 10% off. For regular listeners of the podcast, I'm sure you've heard me talk to guests that I have cut my debut record. It is not out yet, and I will be talking more about it when it is finally released. The record is titled Smile, after the Charlie Chaplin song. If you listen real close, you can hear Charlie Chaplin turning over in his grave. I think that happened somewhere around take 3. Of cutting his tune. I wrote an arrangement, nothing like I'm sure how he intended it. Sorry, Charlie. Sorry, dude. My bad. Anyways, I will have more information about that when it's released, and as it gets closer, you can stop by ryanrobertsbass.com. That's my personal website for more information and some like backstories on the tunes and kind of where a lot of the material came from.
News for you.
Yes, I do have some news for you, and a couple little nuggets of news that I have. One, the collection of funk bass lines that I had been working on of funk transcriptions. The first batch is out. It's up on YouTube, and you can watch the videos, and in the description below, there are links to all the free downloads of those bass lines. It is Bernard Odom of James Brown. So there's, Funk Volume 1's all James Brown bass lines, right? You can't talk about funk without talking about James Brown. I kind of wanted to get into the 16th note funk thing, first, because I love playing that stuff and like do some Jocko transcriptions and some Rocco Prestia. But I'm like, I couldn't, with a clear conscience, talk about funk music without talking about James Brown. So this first batch, Volume 1, is the bass lines of James Brown. And you can visit the Bass Shed on YouTube for those free transcriptions. Also in news is I did an interview with Jimmy Jazz of G Love and the Special Sauce. I did that live. Like I went down to Lemur and we did the interview at Lemur in the they have kind of two little showrooms there. We did it in one of the showrooms. A big shout out to the folks at Lemur for coordinating that and asking me to be a part of that. I'm very thankful, and it was a great experience. That will be episode 71. You will also be able to find that on YouTube. We did a video of that too. So you can check out lemurmusic.com for that. And it will also be at the Bass Shed YouTube page. So stop by, check that out. And that's the news I got for now. All right, what's up, folks? Episode 70 is going to be a funky good time because I'm talking with Erick Jesus Coomes. He is the bass player for the funk band Lettuce. If you don't know about Lettuce, you got to check out Lettuce. They've been at it. They have 8 records out. The 8th is coming out June 3rd. The record is titled Unify. We will talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about the history of the band. We're going to talk about Bootsy Collins, of course, because not only is Lettuce a funk band and, Bootsy, but Bootsy is on the new record. Erick got to play bass with Bootsy. How dope is that? So we're going to talk about Bootsy, of course, while talking about the new record. Overall, Erick Jesus, Erick Jesus, his nickname's Jesus. He's going to talk about how he got the nickname Jesus and who gave him the nickname. He spent a lot of time in Southern California, and him and I kind of reflect on a lot of people we both might know or have played with and did that thing. We talk about that. His whole energy and his whole vibe is just so positive, and this kind of always existing in this place of gratitude. Kind of, I love that he's so regularly taken away, by what his career's turned into, and he'll talk about it during several points of his career, just kind of being, a little bit shocked that this is his reality, and I feel like he stays in a place of gratitude about all of it because of those elements that have happened in his career, and I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful because I know for me, it's easy to get dark. It's easy to get dark quick in the music business, especially when you do a lot of work as a sideman and stuff like that. But it was inspiring to me that he exists in this perception and in this place, like where his mind's at. He's just staying focused on being thankful for what his career has been and what he hopes to do through music and the joy he hopes to bring people through music. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I will also preface the episode with Jesus was on the road. It feels weird to call him Jesus because then it sounds like I'm talking about Jesus. Jesus was on the road while I talked to him. And let this be a lesson to everybody. Jesus was also at Walmart. So just when you think Walmart is a godforsaken place, remember that you heard it here at the Bass Shed podcast that Jesus is also at Walmart. Yeah, that's right. Erick Jesus was hanging out at Walmart during this. So the preface is there's some reception issues at times. So, want to let you know that that's a thing. But just remember, folks, Jesus still hears you even when you're at Walmart. Yeah, that's all I got. I had a great time talking to him and look forward to doing some hangs when he gets back to California. And yeah, we're definitely going to hit up Teddy's Tacos. And here's my talk with Erick Jesus Coomes of the funk band Lettuce.
Hello.
Hey, we worked it out.
Is Hill there? Or is she gone?
She's gone.
She's gone? Okay, cool. All right, so that's cool. She figured it out. That's awesome. Sorry for the confusion myself. I didn't know what was going on, but yeah, we got each other on the phone now.
Yeah, it worked out. Thank you to Hillary for being the Zoom guru and knowing stuff that I don't know about
much at all myself. Me neither. I don't even like it in the first place.
Man, it's like I didn't use it at all. Like, it was obviously huge during the pandemic and everything, and everybody's doing these Zoom situations. I never used it until this, and I only know how to do this one thing. You know what I mean? Like, I set it up to get this, and then that's it. I don't know anything else about it.
I honestly kind of refuse to do it, and I make her give me a phone call because I'm just not into it. There's something about the whole energy of it. There's something not right about the vibe of it for me. No, I just call in and No, I completely agree with you. And I tried that for a little while too. I was like looking at all these third-party apps to record the phone calls, and then
there was a couple podcast interviews where like we got into it, but then like there was a time limit on the call, so it just stopped. Like right before some good parts of the conversation
Zoom.
occurred.
Do you remember Zoom? I remember in 7th grade, my friend had a little Zoom, but it was a guitar. It was for guitar effects. Remember that?
Oh, I remember those Zoom multi-effects pedals. Yeah. That's not the same company, is it?
I don't know. But I mean, I kind of think it couldn't be, right? I don't know. I want to know so bad.
I don't know.
I've been wondering this for a while now.
That's the Zoom guitar effect company. They're like, I'm thinking this might be the same company now that you bring it up. Because they do all these little handheld recorders and stuff too, like field recorders.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it's possible
it's probably the same company because the logo looks similar too,
Yeah, I don't remember the old Zoom logo. I just remember the colors. I remember it being like Zoom written in gray and kind of hating their products. That's all I remember.
that's pretty cool. My friend had one. It was cool.
You were into it? Man, I always get weird about stuff that do too many things.
When I didn't get it, my dad was all analog, everything. He was like, that's a digital little toy. My dad was like, that's a toy. Don't get that.
I think I'm side with your dad on that one. Yeah. I think I would do that.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's why we still I don't like Zoom because I still have that about.
Right. You think this is all just some kind of joke and gimmick. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, my friend. You're not wrong.
Right on. Right. Hey, tell me your first name.
Ryan. My name is Ryan.
Okay, cool, Ryan. So where are you today?
I am at my house, my apartment in Venice Beach. Where are you at?
Oh, you're in Venice? Cool. I live in Long Beach, man.
Oh, man. So much effort when you're this close. I could have just driven down there.
I could have met you on Abbott Kinney.
Dude, yeah. You know what I mean? Like we could have went to Teddy's Tacos and just had a hang.
Hey, we will when I get back. You know what? We will when I get back. We'll do that.
I'm in, man. I'm in. I love Teddy's Tacos.
Very cool. Very cool. Yes. Cool, man. Yeah. So I'm right there in Long Beach, but right now I think I'm in West Virginia. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Not all the way sure when you're on the road. You're just like, I don't really care. I'm just point me towards the stage. Let's go.
Right. I'm in this hotel till 4:00 in the afternoon.
That's pretty much, yeah. I am literally at the Walmart right now. And I am looking.
Dude,
I'm trying to waste as much time with
the Walmart in West Virginia. I feel like that would be a special Walmart experience.
It's lit, dude. Yeah, they got the Mountaineer stuff in here. Yeah, so we just literally have today off and tomorrow off because we just finished 4 really good shows.
Dope.
And they were great. Now it's just really fun. Yeah, man, it's killing.
Yeah, I was looking at your touring schedule. You guys you're in it from like late March all the way to late October. You guys are doing some damage.
Yeah, we're getting it in. I'm very, very grateful to get back into it,
Yeah, I bet.
We are really going for it. I mean, they looks like everybody missed working really bad. Which I did too. But yeah, management was like, yeah, everybody's seriously ready to go. So that's good.
Good.
Yeah, cool. I love having my friends help me motivate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about this record. This is your 8th record for Lettuce, Unify.
Oh, cool.
It comes out June 3rd. That's for everybody else. You already know that.
Yeah.
Now, before we talk about this record, I'm curious. 8 records deep that's a healthy, catalog. 8 records. How do you feel like the band has grown over the course of 8 records?
Oh, well, we one thing that's cool is we never really lost sight of why we started. And, we've grown a lot. But, if you think about it, and the way I was thinking about it is you know, when we first were sitting down to play together when we were just kids, we were like, I wonder if this will work. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like to I wonder if I play my simple bass style and you play your simple drum and you play all our different little simple styles together and see if we can make like a pocket like what we hear on Herbie Hancock's record, Flood and Thrust. And we're like, I wonder if we can do that, you know? And then like growing up, getting to where it's like, oh my God, I think it's working. And you know, just like we're the only ones in this. Like, I think it's working. So the next thing you someone else hears and goes, no, that's really working. And you're like, oh my God, I think it's working still. So you're like trying to convince yourself the whole time, basically. To where like last night I walked past, you know, this like marquee with our name on it, and it looked really cool. It was like, we're kind of like, looks kind of big time, you know? And I'm thinking, man, back in the day, I would have lost my mind to see Lettuce. I remember the first time I saw Lettuce on a marquee, and I was like, you can't, like, almost can't believe they're going to allow you to be this musician that you want to be and to be this band that you want to be. You know, kind of like let us, like the fact that who's going to let us get up on a stage, who's going to let us actually book your venue and be responsible to do this experiment to see if it will be funky, to see if we can play on my simple part, your simple part, and have them enjoy it. You know what I mean? So it's like, the way I'm seeing it today is like, wow, we've come a long way from just seeing if they'll allow us to do this thing or if it will work to like really knowing it's going to be the best sounding thing. It's going to heal people. People are going to walk away super happy. They're going to be dancing. They're going to be sweating. They're going to enjoy it. Now it's like, I know that is the thing. It's like the only time I had to have faith and you don't have faith and hope and dream. Now I know for sure that someone can take and grab it with my hand and pick it up across the room, you know. So it just feels great to be a band. And all that, what I'm saying is about being a band, being a group, you know, as Lettuce and as brothers and friends. So we've really been there for each other through everything, and personally as friends too. So just that's really the whole thing, is just being a team, being a cool team.
Sure. Yeah, man.
Musically, we still sound. Hopefully, we sound pretty much like we did. We're still trying to do the same thing, you know. So
yeah.
Trying to make it funky, trying to make it funkier and funkier the whole time.
Yeah, that's what you were just talking about. You know, you want to make people feel happy and dancing. Like I can't think of any time someone's going to put on a funk record or go to a show to hear a funk band and leave in a bad mood. You know what I mean? Like you can't listen to funk and be like, you know what? I really should have just stayed home. I really that wasn't enjoyable at all. I really had a bad time. Parking was a mess. Like getting down there, like I wish it was just I wish I would have.
It's always the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, exactly. You can't engage with funk music. My friend told me
this thing was going to be cool, and I don't know what funk meant, but now I'm hooked for life. And you
can't engage with funk music and not have a good time. Like that's the nature of funk music, is like dancing and having a good time. Like that's that's it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for music, you know what I mean? You got your Tori Amos, and she's very necessary, you know what I mean? Sure. Like that's not what we do at all. You know, that is essential music too that I enjoy. And you know, there's different moods you get in. I get in a mood where I need to hear you know, I'll listen to those guys, you know, whatever. I'll listen to some like melancholy music, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Bon Iver is what I was thinking of. I'll put on Bon Iver.
Okay.
I'll just be
that's
sad for a little
definitely
while.
melancholy. Right.
Really beautiful and melancholy. And yeah, I mean, my influences are so broad. It's like basically even in one day, I'm going to listen to everything, especially Donda. You know what I mean? I'm going to have a Donda moment at some point in the day. And there's going to be Bob Marley, and there's going to be roots, and there's going to be classical, and there's going to be pretty much every day I'm a total music junkie. Like that's my main drug of choice. Like it's all I really do is just like ingest music, and I like it. I'm going to have, you know, dance music will be played in my headphones today, soon. You know, like electronic weirdo glitch music will be played in my headphones very soon. You know, like
what's the last thing
will come back on? You know?
What's the last thing you listened to before
Donda?
Uganda?
Donda. The
Okay.
song Jonah. The song Jonah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that one. I don't know. I'm going to check it out when we get off.
He said, you can't talk to somebody like that. You can't get no money like that. It gets ugly like that. Yeah, Jonah's dope. He says, hope you're there when I need a shoulder to lean on. You know, who's going to help me fight all these demons? Looks like I'll have to do it on my own. You know, it's pretty good. Like, I need all those things. But when you, like what I said is, there's so many reasons for music and so many different things. But what we do is extremely uplifting and dance oriented. And like, I like to call it organic dance music. You know what I mean? You know, because it is dance music. For sure.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Of course. I mean, that was funk, you know, like you think about, it's funny. It's not funny. It's interesting that we're talking at this point because I'm like right in the middle of doing all these funk transcriptions right now.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like deep in the James Brown thing. Like that's the first batch. Like if I'm going to talk about funk bass, I got to talk about James Brown because he started funk.
Exactly.
But I mean,
we played a little bit of James last night, and it was
okay. Which one?
Papa Don't Take No Mess. We played Papa Don't Take No Mess.
Okay.
And it's so fun on bass because you just go boom, a ding, boom, 1, 5. You know, and it's just over. So you can really just like look out at the audience and dance around and have a good time because you're not doing nothing. You know, it's like hanging out playing 1, 5 in the pocket. And then it's not about bass, just since talking about bass part. What I'm saying is, I talked to Dice about it the other day. He's like, you're so specific. Adam, our drummer, but he's like, you're so specific with the pocket. He's like, you get extremely intricate on some like microscopic level of like hitting the one. And I told him, I said, maybe it's because that I don't have like, I'm not about to hit like a minor 7 sharp 13. I don't have a psychotic inversion. I'm not playing piano, you know, like I have a note. It's called B, and I'm gonna hit it. So that's all I get to do. So like, what I get to think about is where, and I'm gonna hit the beat.
That right there sounds like a James. That sounds like a James Brown quote, right? Like I got a note. I'm gonna hit it.
I'm gonna hit that shit. That's all I get to do. I honestly don't get to do anything else because I'm not supposed to like, you know, technically in this, there's a moment for everything, but in this moment, I'm not supposed to arpeggiate the chord and take a bass solo. I'm supposed to hit the note. It's called D, down, D, hit it.
Yeah, exactly.
God,
exactly.
It's like you had one job. You know, you had one job.
Yeah, you got one job, which is play the damn root.
Too hard. Just hit the note. It's called D. It's right there. Don't know where it is. Someone will come over and show you where it is on the bass, and you can press the note. It's called D. It's got to be on time, Jack.
Yeah.
Put that thing in the pocket already, because that's all you get to do.
Right. But to circle back,
you know what I'm saying?
To bring it, I brought up James Brown because like that was all his dance steps. Like that music was, you know, not built around the dance steps, but it was so congruent and intertwined with the dance step that it's like the music is dance music, and was
Prince
birthed
and Michael
out
Jackson.
of dance. Yeah.
There's almost nobody that picked it up, but Michael Jackson and Prince both were like exactly. It was like the dance is like what they say. Does the dance come from the music, or does the music come from the dance? And it's really like obvious with James. Sure. It's like the music he is making the music with his dancing, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's really awesome. It's really, really amazing to see Michael and Prince like the way they do that. It's just something else, man.
Yeah. Agreed. So let's dig into your personal history. You're from Southern California. You mentioned you're in Long Beach now. I was reading through the info that what are they? Are they managed? Is that your management company, or is that PR?
That's Lettuce's management. That's Lettuce's.
Okay. Yeah. So I was reading over the information they sent, and there's a good chance we probably worked with a lot of the same people, because when I moved to LA, I was doing a bunch of hip hop sessions. Like,
cool.
Back in like 06.
Okay. Yeah, I was definitely working.
I was working out of this place. The studio was on, where was the studio? Hollywood and Cahuenga, like catty corner from the Greco's Pizza. It's like that big building.
Yeah.
That old big building up on the 6th floor. And it was the engineer who did Doggy Style and Chronic and the first Eminem record. He started a production company. So he used to call me to go over there and cut live bass on all his stuff. Like,
oh no,
they'd have a mock-up.
Cool, man.
Yeah, they'd have a mock-up of like what they wanted the bass to be, and then he'd call me and like, basically like be here in an hour. I'm like, all right. And then I'd just go over and cut the live thing. But from the names I read of who you worked with, like you were kind of intertwined with that camp too, right? You were working with Snoop and Dre, Eminem.
Yeah, I worked with Dre. Hired at Dre's See, this is like 2009.
Okay.
Well, let me go back a little bit further. So, when I graduated Berkeley College of Music, I graduated in '99. Mm-hmm. So I was in Boston. I'm from LA. Yeah. So I was in Boston, and I'm barely just going from being a kid. With the kid is like I want to have a dream, playing music.
Yeah.
I go to work because I think I'm just trying to be responsible. I'm always a really responsible kid, and like really disciplined, and like I'm not really screwed around much. It's kind of why I got my name Jesus. Like never doing any drugs or doing anything stupid or drink. I don't drink or I try not to swear anymore, but I started swearing a little bit. But like I don't really do anything. I don't do. Okay. I praise God and I worship God and I practice my bass and.
I'm curious about this also, and since it's we're on topic, does this come from something that was ingrained as a child from your parents or whatever your family was up to? Was that? Yeah,
but I think I just wanted to be good. Like I see rewards as being good. I've been like a pretty what do you call it? Sure person since I was a little kid. Like when I was a little kid, I was kind of an adult. Like I just want to go. I want to have a basketball, be responsible, and because I was just a little kid.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to get straight and be as good as I can because it seems rewarding. And it still does. I gotta say, it still does. It totally still does. So, anyway, longer story shorter, that my brother was like, come home because you graduated college. So my brother plays drums. Okay. And he's really dope. And he taught me almost everything I know about everything. So he taught me. So I went to college to go to Berkeley and he didn't. So he's like, all right, you did the thing, come home. And I'm like, no. I'm just a little brother. So I'm like, no. I want to get a touring gig because I'm a bass player and I want to get a touring job. And I'll come home. And so I'm just like, always been a little bratty little brother to my brother. And I'm like, get us a touring gig and then I'll come home. So he does. And it's amazing. The thing is, I'm always doing that and he miraculously just makes shit happen. So Ty's made like most things happen in my life, but he goes, I got us a gig. He calls me, a couple of months later, a month or two later, because I'm basically I'm still playing music with like at Wally's and
I was gonna ask. I'm like, what was the gig? Just like hanging out at Wally's on a Tuesday?
I had like a gospel choir. I had a gospel choir gig there, and I was just learning, and I was loving being around my friends in Boston. Just when in Boston the music school is there, and there's surrounding the music school just tons of really dope musicians that are really good. So I was still considering myself learning from them, like school might have been over, but I was still learning. So I'm still improving, still working my craft. But if you get us a job, touring musician, I'll come home.
Yeah.
So so Cy Smith is touring. She's gotten signed to Hollywood Records, so she's touring, opening for Macy Gray. So national tour, we got a tour bus, and my brother's on drums, and I'm on bass. And Tim Carmen is on keys. Basically, I don't know if you know Tim Carmen is bad cat.
I don't know Tim. No,
bad cat.
I know. I'm aware of Cy though.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Cy's awesome. She's the shit. She's like my mom, basically.
Okay.
Cy's my mother.
Dope.
Yeah. So, so Ty gets us the Cy gig, and we're up from Maceo, and we go on the tour, and it was awesome, basically. And it was really fly. So that's when I came back and I did that tour. And from there, we were working with these people named Mark Sparks and a couple other people in the studio that my brother was. See, my brother's always been a really dope like studio producer.
Okay.
And so he's really sick in the studio. He's incredible. He's like Kanye West on the MPC. Like he's phenomenal.
Is he's down in Long Beach too?
He's up in North Hollywood, and he's still working with Ian Warren and Dr. Dre and all those guys.
Oh, he's in it, man. Okay.
He's in it.
He's on the A-list cut. Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope. So basically, I got back. So, on the Cy Smith tour, Cy told me we had like a party and she DJ Quik. I didn't know DJ Quik's music back then because I was So wait a minute. Okay, I'm explaining everything about myself, but in college I was just a hip hop like crazy person. Like I was just like Big L was my favorite person. Nas is my number one. I just saw Nas a couple of days ago. He's amazing, and we got a chance to work together. But he's been my top number one. I'm just a maniac for like underground hip hop, and I've always loved that style of music, So, but then when Big L died, it tripped me out real hard, man. So like when Big L died, I was basically had his tape in my Walkman all the time. And it was, it was violent. And so some of the lyrics were violent. Just he was a product of where he's from, and it was violent. So like, he has a song about this cross streets, and he pretty much got killed on those cross streets. So
oh wow, like, kind of a prophecy.
Yeah, totally. And that happens sometimes. Our words are very powerful, so I want to be careful what I say too.
Yeah, I agree. But, I agree with all that. Actually,
so when he passed, that really tripped me out, and I went back to church, and I was like, no more hip hop for a while, and I started listening to gospel constantly. And then I went really deep on like Kim Burrell, and I started hanging out with Kim Burrell's band, and I was like going to the mall with Kim Burrell's band and stuff, and I had to quit smoking cigarettes because I'm like, these people are not into that, which is cool because I'm like changing up my scene. It was basically Lettuce had left the college. I was at college for 2 years. Lettuce was all there with me. Then Lettuce leaves because they thought they were doing something. And so I'm there, and I'm like, Big L dies, and I'm like, I got to change it up. So I changed it up. I went back to church, and I got a gospel choir gig. And I was just like, just kind of like wanted to stay on a straight arrow and not mess up my life, basically.
Not a bad idea, right?
Yeah. But I mean, and something I must say, just being me, is that like, I realize that hip hop is, one of the most beautiful and like community building things of all time that sometimes gets used in other ways to, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to mouth hip hop or rap music. I still love hip. Like I just said, I just finished listening to Donda right now, and it's like words are so powerful that it's just, anyway, I had a really hardcore gospel, like a number of years where I was just not listening to hip hop. I was listening to gospel all the time. So, I was hanging out with really high level. I say all this for a reason, because I'm hanging out with high level gospel musicians that know those are like really, to me, some of the best cats that are ever going to live. Like they know everything about music and feel and pocket and all the chords and all the scales, and just like, I don't know, you learn a lot from gospel choir music. So
yeah, I was just speaking on the.
Smith told me that Quik, so all this comes back to being on tour back with Cy. So Cy tells me DJ Quik is dope, and I'm like, oh wait, here's a very, very musical person telling me that this rap and this hip hop stuff is musical and is dope. So she's like, oh dude, listen to it. So she had me listen deep, and there's all these bass players. And now bringing it back to you is like, when you know like Cornelius Mims, right? You know who Cornelius Mims is?
I know the name.
He's a bass player that played on most of our favorite, like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, like all that Death Row stuff.
Okay.
This guy's name, Corny. DJ Quik ended up bringing Corny in, and we did a song together, actually. So I worked with Quik for 10 whole years, pretty much every day. And we made a bunch of cool records together on DJ Quik Trauma. So I was basically Quik's guy, not basically, totally Quik's guy. He would specifically not let me play for anybody else, Yeah. But that was an amazing experience. He took me all over the world, and I got to meet Mariah Carey in the studio, shipping champagne and just like as soon as I started working with Quik, stuff just started getting really fast.
That's amazing.
Just
That's
like
amazing.
all of a sudden there's celebrities around. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it started getting cool. And we did this song with Truth Hurts called "Addictive" that Ras Kass rapped on. And I went to the video shoot of that, and that's the first day I met Dr. Dre. As Quik introduced me to him, and he said, "This is Jelvis Priced." I was like, "Dude, I finally get to meet Dr. Dre, and you don't even tell him my name." He goes, "Jelvis Priced." And Dr. Dre laughs his ass off. He's like, "I love it." This kid basically just telling the kid, and he's saying I'm dope. You know,
perfect. I mean, that's a great introduction right there.
And then Quik's the one who named me Jesus too. So Quik, David is just the greatest dude ever. He put me on entirely. Like I wouldn't have anything if it weren't for Quik. He made my whole career entirely, and he let me work with him every day. One of the first sessions we ever did was with El DeBarge.
Oh yeah. Did you know Tommy? Did you know Tommy Doherty?
The trumpet player?
No. He was an engineer and producer that did a lot of Death Row stuff, and then he was doing El DeBarge.
No, I might not have. See, I was just in this little Quik world, and Quik would have just, I'm in DJ Quik's world.
Yeah.
So whoever he have to, because he's an engineer, so he would engineer everything. And he's so hands-on. He just wanted to do everything. It was basically me and him, and like then all of a sudden Ludacris or Nate Dogg or somebody would show up.
Yeah,
he's kind of just got his whole own universe, really. So it's probably some cats that you would think I would know, but I don't.
What's your brother's name?
Tyler Coomes.
Tyler Coomes, all right.
But they call him. He's called Tycoon.
Yeah, that makes sense. His name's
Tyler Coomes. Yeah.
Cool. So you come back. You come back and you start working with Psy, and So now, what's the nature of Lettuce when you're coming back to LA? Is Lettuce still existing on the East Coast, and you're back here getting plugged in?
Well, yeah. Well, Lettuce metamorphosized into a hip hop band for a while. When I was coming back, we were kind of it was me, Deitch, Schmeens, and we had both bands. We had the Formula and Lettuce. When I'm graduating college, we still had the Formula, which was our instrumental hip hop band, which is mainly all of us,
right? Pretty
much the same cats, but just a different name, a different focus, So we did like pretty dope. Like we spent a good number of time just doing crazy instrumental hip hop shows in Boston.
Okay.
As the Formula, but it's all the cats mainly. So then, but Lettuce was always doing stuff because that was basically, we just had two different focuses. That was the funk band, was Lettuce. So, but I guess long story short is we played seldomly. We'd play like 3 to 5 shows a year.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's super.
We'd always play a couple. But just not many. Yeah. So we'd do like 10, 5 to 20 shows a year, basically, something like that. Throughout throughout a certain number of years, we were doing that type of thing. So there was room to do your own thing. So the whole time I was working in the studio and going on tour with Psy, basically we were all trying to just solidify the dream of being professional, just to try to get money get money for music, Because you make a lot of music, it's just you don't make any money. You're trying to go, okay, how do you turn this into a job? Like I'm really good at the thing. I'm getting good at the thing. How do I make money doing this? So Deitch, I think Deitch was on the Average White Band gig or something like that. He had gotten a gig either with Schofield. He was doing other stuff. Basically, when I graduated Berkeley, but the rest of the band had already left. Nobody else in the band graduated. I was the only one that graduated.
Right.
So they had already left a couple of years before, but we would still get together, a couple of times a year to make some music and to play. Someone would hire us, like someone would hear about us and hire the band. So it would happen a little bit. It would happen a little bit more. And I don't know.
Cool.
But so basically work with Quik for a long time, every day, 10 years about.
But so you guys were all just scattered all over the country and would meet up for some gigs. And then how did it kind of get solidified with starting to make it a band and like do records and, you know, make it a really a pursuit instead of just, you know, playing.
Well, we had made our first record. I think we had made our first record before I left college. Yeah, we did. We made our first record before I left college in 2000. I think in 2000.
Okay.
So we had always known it was going to be a thing, you know, because the band, when I first got to Berkeley, we immediately just like found each other. Like my parents went to drop me off and I found all of them immediately. And then we immediately went to jam, but like within the first hour I was there.
Oh my gosh.
So the band's always had this crazy, like, yeah, I should start with that. But you know, it's like the bands had this crazy, like, magnetism drawing to each other. Like we're from, like, I kind of think in my own imagination that we're all from some faraway galaxies that had this mission that we had to find. I mean, it feels like that type of thing. You know, it's so weird.
Right.
Like the way it works.
There was a purposeness, a purposed encounter to it all. Yeah.
Like when I first heard the word Dharma with DHARMA and I heard what that word meant, I was like, oh, that's lettuce. I was like immediately, like before I even considered thinking about what it might mean to me or anybody else, I was like, oh, that's like what I have with the guys.
Yeah.
Crazy. Immediately knew that was like why I'm here, what I'm supposed to do. And
that's great.
So trippy to have that knowing, you know?
Yeah. That's kind of empowering.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, It takes all the guesswork out of people that are fishing around looking for, you know, what they want their career to be. Like, you know, you just say you got a broad skill set and you're like, well, what am I going to do with this? Which way can I go? You know, when you have this 100%. Kind of internal drive and kind of confirmation inside, like, well, yeah, I already know. Like, I know this is going here. Now let's just see how that works out.
Yeah, and it allows you to put a lot of energy into it.
Agreed.
And you know, yeah, like not scared to throw the energy away.
Yeah.
But I guess I would say anybody like that's what we're doing, just pick something, do it super hard. You know, because I could have gone put a amount of energy and who knows if it was the faith in knowing that made me put the energy in, or because I had the faith to actually put the energy in. Who knows? But just put the energy in and go hard and believe in yourself and believe in whatever you're doing.
I think that's
it was so inspiring, man. So inspiring. It was just like what Nas from the he said, if I can do it, you can super do it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good. Were all those cats pretty supportive?
Who?
When you would just reference to Nas, correct? You're cutting out a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nas, super, like the most supportive, encouraging person. And Dr. Dre is the most encouraging person. He just wants you to believe in yourself so hard. Like, yeah, being around Dre, like, I mean, I could totally just completely fall crying right now thinking about what massive influence and how much belief he had in me. But having Dre and Quik believe in me, hearing Quik tell people I was a bass player made me feel like so cool. Like, it's like, I remember one day just being at Dr. Dre's house and telling these producers, anybody needs, he got the bass. And like, I was just like, holy shit, did that just happen? Am I, is this happening to me right now?
Right. When did Dre become my agent? This is amazing. I want to talk about something else about your new record, which is Bootsy Collins.
Oh, yeah.
Bootsy's on it. Man. Speaking of like, you know, surreal moments in the music world, talk about having Bootsy on the record.
Yeah, exactly. It's like so hard. It's so hard to believe that's real.
Yeah, I mean that's huge, man.
Yeah, I think just Bootsy cares about us all, man. Bootsy cares about the next generation getting on the one and being unified and you know, being respectful and loving and being funky and having a good time on planet Earth and dancing and loving music and loving each other. Like, he's just so sweet, man.
Man, that's killing. That's killing. Were you so he played on one track on the new record?
We played bass on it together. So you'll hear the track Yeah, we both played bass, so it's dual bass.
Okay.
And it's really funky.
Oh, it has to be.
Because I remember we came
to
up
be.
with the track. Dice came up with the track from Instagram because it's mid, like psychotic pandemic time. And so Bootsy was like, we got to keep that funk alive.
Yeah.
And so Dice sampled it. And then they made up the bass line, and I played the bass line. It sounded correct to me. So I did it. And I wasn't sure. I mean, at that point, we're just dreaming it up again still. So I wasn't sure if Bootsy was going to play. So I played two bass lines. I played a low bass line and a high bass line. They both stayed. Plus his bass comes in. So then he sang on the whole song.
Ah,
so
yes.
He's singing on the whole song, and we're both playing bass on it together. And he comes, so you'll hear a lot of me funking out for a while, but then he comes in the bridge with the space bass with like distortion. It's real obvious when he comes in with this bass. It's real loud and crazy.
Please tell me he did the iconic introduction where he introduces himself. Did he introduce himself on the record? They always Bootsy, baby. Did he do it? I'm coming at you with both hands. With Bootsy is
I gotta listen to it again. I think he said Bootsy. I don't think the thing is he says lettuce.
Oh, that's getting even better.
When he said lettuce, I like kind of fell over. I couldn't handle it because I just couldn't handle that, man. And it's hard to handle sometimes, man. Life is really good. I'm really, really thankful. You know, like, I always knew life would be good, but who knew it could be this good? You know
That's
what I
pretty
mean?
great,
Each
man.
day is not promised.
Sure.
Every day is just a blessing, and it's like we're so lucky to have each one of these days.
Yeah.
You know, so it's so cool that so when he said lettuce, I couldn't hear it. I don't know if he said Bootsy after that, but I lost my mind and complete into another state of consciousness when he said lettuce. Yeah.
What's the name of that track? What's the one with Bootsy on it?
Keep That Funk Alive.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
he's cool, and the thing is, the band we're in Ohio. We're about to be at Ohio tomorrow, so we're trying to call him and try to go bug him.
Is that where he's at?
He's in Ohio. He's in
Ohio. I don't know that much about him yet. He's awesome. He's on my list.
Did you see the tour? There's some Tales from the Tour Bus stuff. Did you see the Tales from the Tour Bus?
No. What is that? Is that a documentary or just like a YouTube
It's like an
series?
animated series. You're going to love this, man. They have a country series and a funk series.
Okay.
And it's animated. It's the guy that did Beavis and Butthead.
Okay.
And it's phenomenal. They tell stories. But Bootsy has his own episode.
I've read some of like the articles where Bootsy will talk about like being on the bus with James Brown and stuff. But I haven't seen the animated thing.
Animated thing's pretty fun. There's a lot of resources to find out about. Like Fred Wesley's book is pretty amazing. I haven't made it through it, but a lot of guys in the band have.
Nice.
Read Fred's book. It's supposed to be really good.
Sick. So where's next? Where's your next stop on the tour? You're off today and tomorrow, and then you're back out. Wednesday? What day is today? Monday? Yeah.
Our next stop is Newport Music Hall in Columbus.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and we're playing Brooklyn Bowl in Philadelphia on the 2nd of April.
Nice. How many?
Yeah, but the album's real good. It's real fun. There's a lot of fun stuff on it. So on Turkey Funk, so there's something I thought I'd say since we're bass players. There's a song called Gravy Train on it.
Yeah.
And I played 6-string bass on that. I played 6-string bass on a couple of them.
Yeah, I could definitely hear it in the low end on that tune. Like there's,
nice.
And I was curious. I was listening to that specific track and I wrote down some questions about it, and kind of preparing for this. And I was wondering if like you had ran an octaver and just like it was a studio trick and only kept the sub octave of your octaver, or if you played a 5 or something, because that's down there. What was that, like a low C sharp? Yeah.
I played the 6-string on it.
Okay. Is that yours? You owned it, or did you borrow one for the session?
Yeah. No, it's the same. That's like the same bass I played on all the Dr. Dre and Quik records. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So Quik and I did this song called Trouble. You ever heard the song called Trouble?
Maybe I could if I heard it, I'd be able to know, but I don't know it by title.
Okay, so when you listen to this song, it's called Trouble. I played 6-string bass on it. It's really high. It sounds like everybody I know thinks it's a guitar, but it's the high end of my 6-string.
Okay.
But that's like kind of the main part of the whole thing. We kind of used it like a sound, like a sample kind of thing.
Yeah. What's the bass?
Like I had my 6-string with me the whole time.
Dope. What's the bass?
And then I played it's a Yamaha.
Oh, okay.
6-string.
Yeah.
CRB.
Yeah, sure.
But it's so then I played that same bass on Kanye West College Dropout, the first Kanye record.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've been playing this bass a lot. So I finally brought it to Lettuce, you know?
Nice. Man, the TRBs are heavy. I had a TRB 5 for a while. Like those basses are just heavy. Like they're just heavy basses.
Yeah. It's not light at all. No. But it's not light at all. No, it's heavy for sure. I love that thing though, man.
That's fun. Do you get the upper register in there much on a Lettuce gig?
On that Gravy Train, you'll hear I do a chord. Yeah, so I've been playing.
I heard the double stop.
4-note chord.
Oh, it was a 4-note. So okay.
I put I think a 4-note chord in there. At least I've been playing it 4 notes on the road now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing it on the road. I brought the 6-string on the road, and so we've been playing Gravy Train every night, and I've been using that chord. But real, you know, like James style, like just putting it in that one spot. I'm not just like I'm not just like playing it all. You know, I'm just going like and I put it there, and then Schmeens has his chord that comes off of that.
Right.
So it sounds real cool, like syncopated funk. I mean, it's like. It's all about discipline. With the 6-string, you got to have discipline. You know, like that's when I first got the 6-string as a kid, I was like, wow, I got to be careful with this thing. You know, you can really easily become like this annoying guitar player-y bass player. It's annoying if you're playing guitar. If you're playing guitar, you're like, dude, I'm playing guitar. Will you stop that, please, right now?
There's people that have made good careers out of that.
For sure.
No, I mean being annoying. Like there's
I hope I'm not being annoying.
No. There's ridiculous 6-string players out there, but then there's dudes that are just like, all right, just stop. And
you know what? I have a lot of respect for so when we talk about that though, it's real because there's cats like Thundercat or even Victor Wooten. Yeah. Where you hear them play all that shit and you don't know. And then, but you'll see it if they go, oh, now you want to see bass? This is bass. And then they'll play pocket and you're like, oh, okay. I didn't know he knows how to do that. He really, really knows how to do that.
Right.
You know, like you see Thundercat play pocket and you're like, oh my God, they'll play low pocket and just, it's the funkiest thing you ever hear in your life. You know what I mean?
You know, man, like
same thing with Mono Neon. Mono Neon simplifies down to playing the low bass, and you're like, "Wow, it's the most pocket I've ever heard."
He's dope.
Yeah,
I haven't spent a bunch of time listening to Thundercat. His piano player is a really good friend of mine, and so like I run into Thundercat like when I'm hanging out with the piano player. You know, like Thundercat will come over, and we're just hanging. But I remember the piano player is Dennis, and I remember me and Dennis did a gig one time. And he was just off the road from Thundercat. This is, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe two or 3 years before the record Drunk came out.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like he brought some Thundercat charts to the gig. And I'm like, dude, like heads up, I've never listened to Thundercat. Like, I don't know if I should be ashamed as a bass player or as your friend. Like, I don't know. But, you know.
No, it don't matter.
I'm outing myself now. And then I went home and checked it out. And I'm like, okay, cool. Cool. Like, I respect it. Like that's not where I land, but cool. I'm into it.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I just love he's doing it. He's always been a friend, Steven, you know? And he was just like a regular bass player. He and I were just like the bass players around LA. There wasn't very many of us. It was like a couple. He was there. I was there. We're both just trying to play bass. And I was just always really proud of him for stepping out, you know, and having his own band, you know, leading his own thing. And I'm really proud of him now because he's
everybody from
now.
LA at that time when Steven was coming up and like all those Hamilton High kids, You know,
Yeah.
like they're all jazz stars now. Like Kamasi, Cameron Graves.
Kamasi, yeah.
Like Kamasi's whole band was Hamilton guys. Like everybody.
Do you know Joseph Lineberg? You know who Joseph Lineberg is?
No, I don't know him.
No? Joseph Lineberg is dope. See, he's the same crew as all those guys. He did a song on Kendrick's record too.
Okay.
And I played on his record too.
Okay.
I played on a song called Celestial something on his record. It's really dope. It's in my, I think it's in my...
What, Joseph, what's his name?
Joseph Lineberg. Leimberg. Lineberg.
Okay. No, I don't know him.
He's dope. Dude.
I met all those dudes out at the old piano bar when they were just there playing. Like they were just a house
crew,
band.
Though.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Remember those dudes? Yeah, I remember those dudes.
Yeah, I remember. No, I remember all that. Yeah,
they're killing.
Like I was.
Kendrick really hooked everybody up. I think Kendrick, having Kendrick make that record with all of them and having it sound the way it sounds, that shit is dope, man. I'm so happy all of that happened in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Thundercat's fun to listen to. It's kind of more, sometimes can be more melancholy. I just love he's expressing himself, you know?
Yeah. I appreciate him being bold enough to do what he's doing and who he is. You know what I mean? Like he's going hard on his own thing. Like that's great. That's great.
Yeah, he's not scared. He's not scared. And
at all, right?
Like sober. And now he's in Star Wars, bro. He's like acting in. He's literally an actor in Star Wars.
I don't know if I heard about that. I might have. I can't remember.
Bro, Thundercat will always amaze us. I don't know if you've seen him. Have you seen him play live?
No. Last time I saw him was
took my face off. I felt like I shouldn't be able to.
I mean, I've seen him play live. Kind of I've seen him play live like when everybody's just hanging out at this house, and we're having like a party or get together, barbecue or something. So like he'll just grab a bass and hang. But I've never seen him do his thing. Yeah, and then I haven't seen him. I've never seen a show.
I took acid. I'll be honest. I don't know if I want that on record, but I took acid and watched it, and I was like, "Whoa, I can't deal with it."
I mean, I feel like that's a fair time to do that.
Yeah, I was in the forest, and it was totally safe, and that show was unbelievable. Like solo wise, bass solo, like guitar player, bass solo wise, like whoa.
Yeah.
Dope, like really dope, like
for sure.
All the chords you ever wanted to hear and all the scales and all the things, it was great. It was really great.
A lot of technique. Man, dude.
Yeah, and his work on To Pimp a Butterfly, really if you want to listen to Thundercat, listen to Kendrick's record, because he took him on almost every track.
Yeah, I mean, I know that because the dude who was working on that record, a producer named Rocky Smith, sent me some tracks to play on that he was also doing around that same time for, I don't know, hip hop rap guy named Wale. So he sent me some Wale tracks. Oh, yeah, I
love Wale.
And he's like, dude, I think it was like 2 or 3 tunes. And I cut some stuff and I sent him back. He's like, yeah, no, like more like this. And then finally he's like, more like Thundercat. I'm like, okay. So I get on YouTube and check out Thundercat. And I'm like, all right. Like that's a different thing, like.
That's not what you want to hear as a bass player. It's not what if someone said that to me, I was like, you call Thundercat, bro.
Yeah, especially because like you just worked with Thundercat on the Kendrick record. Like, I think I had 2 basses with me. I had a 5-string and then like a 4-string with flats, and none of it is Thundercat stuff. And
no.
So like, all right.
I mean, we're just always going to be ourselves, man. Like he's him. I go tell him to be somebody else. He's gonna be like, I do what I do, man.
Right. Right.
I hate that happened to you, bro.
But I thought I overplayed. I thought I overplayed on the track, and the producer loved it. I have no idea if it made the Wale record or not. But he's like, dude, I love it. Send me another one.
How do you not know that though? How do you not know? You don't check to see if it made it?
No. All the hip hop sessions I've done, I don't have credit for. Like they would just hand me like a handful of cash, and like I got no record credit for any of them.
Oh man,
that was all part of that game.
Bro, it's cool to hear you say that. It's hard, man. Like it definitely does not say my name on College Dropout at all. But I tried as hard as I could to get him to credit me as many times as I could, but I was such a kid. But my dad was in the music industry, so he would try to get me to get it to happen.
Sure.
And it would happen a little bit of the time, but not all the time, that's for sure.
No, I think
it's so hard to get credit. So hard to get publishing, too. Like I wrote my bass line. They're like, yeah, you're not getting publishing.
Yeah, I think I was 24 when I was doing those sessions. And I was, I'd only been in LA like less than a year. And I'm just thinking like, oh, wow, this is it. Like, woo, I'm going to be Pino Palladino in 2 years. Like, no, this is going to be amazing. Going to be amazing. And, no. The lesson I learned there is like, the gig always ends. And it doesn't always turn into a next gig. That whole thing happened, and it was an experience, and it was great. I have no idea the names of the songs I was on or the records. I don't know. I know it was for Kendrick's label, Top Dog.
Is there any way to find out? Wouldn't it be kind of just fun and interesting to find out?
I kind of went down the rabbit hole one night, and I was curious, and I was snooping around and like trying to listen to everything. It was like, that ring a bell, that ring a bell, that ring. Nothing.
Right.
I vaguely remember some of the Wale tracks, and a good friend of mine.
Wale's from DC.
What's that?
He's musical. Wale's pretty musical. That's why it didn't surprise me. He wanted it to be more crazy or more musical, because he's a real musical cat.
Right. Those ones I kind of remember the titles, but I've never like sat and looked it up. I don't know when the record came out, and I can't even really remember the year I did that session. What year did To Pimp a Butterfly come out?
I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I'd have to start there and then kind of like, well, what Wale record came out a little bit after that?
Yeah, I guess you got to give thanks for the experience. I had a lot of fun doing it. Because I was thinking like, I'm really thankful to have started my own band, our own band, Lettuce, because the gig always ends unless you are the gig, you know what I mean? And like most of those cats, like Wale is the gig. He's still going somewhere getting some money today. He's probably getting money right now, but when we are the gig and you create the gig, that's really what I was, very thankful for my friends that we were able to do, because just like you said, if it weren't for my own gig, all those gigs ended, all the gigs I thought I had were, pretty much over, I think. It depends. I mean, I know guys that still keep the Dr. Dre gig on lock, and they paid, they're getting their salary. They're on salary.
Sure.
So if you get in with the right camp, it's not supposed to have to end. You know what I mean?
No. I mean, basically, if you know Adam Blackstone, then the gig won't end. You can. Man, he sure has done a wow. That dude's got it on lock, man. He's got everything on lock.
He has everything on lock.
Yeah.
He's like the Clear Channel of bass players, the men beat.
Well put.
We own the venue and the artist. It's great. We really like it.
Right. It's the Live Nation of bass players.
Sure does have everything on lock, man. I sure am jealous of him.
Like he does. I'm friends with the horn players that he uses.
Regiment?
Yeah.
Does he use Regiment?
Yeah, he uses the Reds like all the time. That's actually, cool. I met them around. So me and you might know the drummer when you were opening up for Macy with Psy. It was probably the same year that my old business partner was playing drums with Macy.
Yeah.
His name is Yaji Hamden. Did you know Yaji?
Not well, no.
Okay, but him and I started a jam session then in North Hollywood. This is a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago at this point. And then we had Psy as the guest artist. That's how I got introduced to who Psy was. And that was, I don't even know what year. That was a long ass time ago. But that's how I met the Reg too. Like he brought in the Regiment, and then the Regiment used to play with the house band a lot, and we'd go back to Kevin's place and party after the gig.
Yeah.
It was fun times. Man, killing.
We got to hang out when I get back,
dude,
man.
For sure.
We'll meet in person, man.
Absolutely, dude. That'd be a blast. Either I can. Hillary has my personal cell phone number.
Okay, cool.
Grab that from Hillary and just shoot me a text whenever. And dude, let's definitely do a hang. Cool. That'll be fun.
Righteous. Well, I look forward to reading it, man. I appreciate your time.
Oh man, thank you. I'm glad we got the tech thing worked out, dude. Have a good tour, and we'll be in touch.
Okay, talk soon.
All right, peace, man. All right. That was my talk. That was my talk with Jesus, folks. Every time it feels a little weird. It feels a little weird saying it. It's my talk with Jesus. Y'all just heard me talk with Jesus. That's how it goes, you know. Jesus hanging out at the Walmart. That's cool. Jesus playing, like, you can use any part of that conversation, you know, like Jesus playing bass for Dre. It just frames it all a little different. It's hilarious. I love his just like how his excitement about music still, and there's such an innocence there about the excitement he still has for his music career and music in general. Absolutely lovely time talking with Erick Jesus. Right? Like, it's never not funny. Yeah, wonderful time. Keep a lookout for the new record coming out by Lettuce titled Unify. That comes out June 3rd. I will have links to their website at thebasshed.com/podcast/Erick Jesus Coomes. You can visit their website and check out more information about the record. Check out their tour dates. If they're playing in or around your city, stop in, say hello. It's gonna be a funky good time, and you won't be disappointed, so go check them out. If you're enjoying the Bass Shed podcast, please hit subscribe. Please leave a comment. Please, shoot me an email if you'd like, ryan@thebasshed.com. I just did a similar plug like that on the end of a YouTube video, and I caught myself, while I was editing the video, saying, you know, or if you just like to say hello. Then that made me think of Lionel Richie, of course, and so I made a little Lionel Richie joke there in the video. I don't think Lionel Richie is going to end up seeing the video, so we're probably all right. That's all I got for this one, folks. That's all I got for this one. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you on the next one in a minute.